Well, hello. So today we're going to talk about pedophilia in the Hollywood industry. People are talking about it. It needs to be addressed. The light wants us to talk about it. So first and foremost, I want to let you know about a documentary called An Open Secret. I'm putting a link right at the bottom. You can definitely check it out. I hope that this is the last day. That it's not. You should definitely IMDb it, buy it, do whatever you need to do in order to get a copy of this tape so you can watch it. So there's that, first and foremost. Second of all, we're going to talk about the Kevin Spacey situation. With the Kevin Spacey situation, I'm a huge Kevin Spacey fan. So it's extremely painful because I see Kevin Spacey as a channel for creativity and the mastery of theatrical performance. It is so, and I admire him for that. It is so painful that these allegations come out and the fact of how he chose to address them. So it's a double blow. Personally, it's a double blow for me. So first we're going to talk about just very briefly the allegations, because once again, they are allegations. It doesn't seem that Kevin Spacey has denied them. He has said something to the extent of being drunk and being horrified by these allegations if they are true. So, that's the statement, but the statement also addresses that he is a gay man. So conjoining that whole conversation together, I mean, the allegations, they're painful unto themselves, but bridging it with the homosexual community and his coming out. First of all, we all knew Kevin Spacey was I don't know the person that didn't know, and if they could please bring me up a sapphire from the cave they've been living in, because we all knew, right? We all knew he was gay. So, but the whole situation now, there's various different conversations, of course, as people say. There's the tip of the iceberg, and there's the underlying of the iceberg. And once again, I want to direct you to An Open Secret, and in order to start having this dialogue. The reason why it's painful the way that Kevin Spacey chose to address it is because I remember going out to lunch with a very, very good friend, like a brother. And I was working for him, and he really liked my work, and he said, "I'm going to take you to lunch, to say hooray for your good work." And as we were eating lunch, he went on to tell me, explain to me that all homosexuals are pedophiles, and if they aren't actively doing so, that eventually they become so. As if he knew it, as if he was like, "I know that that's the way." And it broke my heart. And it broke my heart because I've never had a sexual desire as a child. I think it's abhorrent. And the reason why is because the light of the Creator creates this being of light and being that we are actually supposed to protect. Because once we protect it to a certain degree, once we have the certainty that this is a beautiful light that will flourish into an amazing tree of possibilities, and we nurture and we care for it so that the pain doesn't come to it, and leave it in its innocence so its innocent message can be flourished on, then we know to keep it cherished. Sometimes when it becomes hurt, our instinct may be to even lash out to the person who has hurt them. I am the Wolverine. I am Emma Frost, Wolverine, Phoenix. I would say no, just cross everybody out and just put Dark Phoenix in there. If I ever hear that something to that degree happens to someone or something in general, it's just extremely painful and extremely painful. Because of my understanding of that seed and what it has the possibility to lead into. And we all know that. As souls, as human beings, we have to different degrees a certain understanding. But there are people that that this power can also be used for themselves in order to align themselves to health and power and beauty. It is, I don't know if it's a myth, but there's something to Elizabeth Bathory bathing in the blood of virgins. To that kind of imagery and darkness of people willing to go to that degree without the understanding that we begin, we grow, we evolve, maybe we die, Maybe we have stem cells in the back of our brain to keep us together again because of the sharing that we've been giving to the world through healing. I don't know. But we have that certainty. So when my friend, someone that I love, someone that I cared for, put me in that category, it blew my mind. It hurt me. I walked out of his car crying. The next couple of days just weren't the same. They just were not the same. And the factor that Kevin Spacey, and I lost that. I cannot see their face. They just, for them to have that mentality, not to be able to understand that homosexuals are homosexuals, pedophiles are pedophiles. Are there homosexual pedophiles? Yes, there are homosexual pedophiles. Are there homosexual straight people? Yes, there's homosexual. Pedophilia is its own genre within whatever groups, even perhaps even bestiary people. I want a calf. Whatever. There's freaky people, but ultimately it's about that taking power from that small seed that's supposed to be protected and give light to the rest of the world. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I am extremely hurt by Kevin Spacey. But nonetheless, I send everybody in the whole situation love and understanding so that things can come to light and we can deal with them. But first and foremost, I do recommend that you watch Unopened Secret because it's really one of those things that is going to break ground and it's going to lead into more conversations. I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful eternity.